Hello.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the Art of the Mashup.
Art of the Mashup.
Which has me thinking about mashed potatoes.
Mashed taters.
I love mashed potatoes.
Yeah, me too. They're great.
But we're not really doing the mashed potato thing.
Yeah, this ain't no cooking show.
It's not a cooking show. Although I do reference food almost every single time.
Virtually every time. It's usually cupcake related.
It is, but you can't mash cupcakes. That would be horrible.
You could mash cupcakes.
Nope.
You totally could.
You cannot. So we're talking today about the art of the mashup.
Which, when we say mashup, we're talking about mashing up songs.
This
not
song,
cupcakes,
this
not
song,
potatoes.
Mash.
Tunes. So, I think, you know, mashups are really cool. They also got really, like, kind of popular. Like, there's a lot of, like, cool medleys and stuff. I guess medley is almost like...
I think medley is like
that
the proper
like the
name.
other word for it?
I think mashup is the hipster name.
Mashup sounds cooler, though. It sounds more... There's more of a visceral...
Fusing.
Yeah, you're kind of, like, smashing it right together. So, but there's a couple ways to do that in a subtle way, right?
There is. And why would, like, I don't know, I find sometimes, like, I get bored really easily. So to give yourself the challenge of taking two songs and somehow making them kind of weave in and out of each other, it makes you sound super impressive.
It does.
So if you can play song one, this should be song one. Song one and song two, and then interchange them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's magic.
Yeah.
It's magic, guys.
Yeah. How's it going, Mark? You're new.
Hi, Mark. Welcome.
I'm going to do a little, like, intro to
Okay.
Mark, because Mark's a new dude.
Okay.
So here we go.
This is your song, Mark. You're very special, Mark. I think you're the first one to ever get their very own intro song.
Anyone else that's new, let me know. We will make a special tune just for you.
Just for you.
Okay, so mashups.
Mashups, mashups.
That's a good screenshot there.
That is. Okay.
We are going to mash up two songs today.
Two songs. You can do more than two.
Yeah, you can.
For simplicity's sake, just two.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the songs that we're going to do, or do you want to talk about the tips?
Let's talk about our tips first, because I feel like we're gonna demonstrate how we're gonna go through the process of mashing songs.
Yeah.
But first, kind of like the main big tips and how we went about this, because we had to pick our songs, right?
That's true.
So how did we pick our songs?
Well, we picked our songs according to similar keys and similar tempos.
Yes.
You want your songs to have a similar key. Usually, a similar chord progression works well, especially for like melodies and stuff, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, but obviously you don't want things to be too similar. You want things to be kind of, you want
contrasting but complementary.
Complementary.
It feels like you're in English class. Contrast and compare. That's basically what's happening.
Compare and contrast. Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
This is kind of an English class, sort of like a cooking show, but also a piano lesson.
Yeah, it's all the things.
There's a lot of things here.
It's all the things.
Curtis wants a song.
Oh, Curtis.
This is Curtis'
I want
song.
an extra special song for Curtis.
Okay.
What? There you go, Curtis.
That's the Ballad of Curtis Conway.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So back to the mashup.
Back to mashing.
Back to mashing. So we've got similar kind of chord progressions and keys.
Yeah.
And we've got similar tempos.
Yeah.
So guys, again, if you have any questions about how we are processing this as we go, please ask them.
Just send them into
the chat.
the chat.
We love answering questions.
We will absolutely answer.
Yes. Okay, so after you have that, you've got your songs. And we went through a few before we figured out we want these two.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to try things.
You got to whittle it down.
And then you got to let it go.
You got to sort of pick something that's got a cool, overarching flow.
Yes, I agree. And then the big question, I think this is probably the biggest question when you're deciding how you're going to mash your songs.
Yes.
What parts do we use?
That's a big one.
Because you don't want to use the whole song on one song and the whole song on the other song, because that would be very long and also redundant.
That's just a set list right there.
That's
if you do a whole song followed by another song.
Well, you could just mix them up but then use all their parts still.
Okay.
Jordan. Gosh. Okay, so how do you pick the parts?
You pick the parts that are most iconic of each song. So if one song's got a great chorus, perfect. If one song's got a really cool verse, perfect. You can mash those together and make a whole other, arrangement.
You want to pick the parts of the songs that are so important to the song. So if that part was not in the song, it would be not the song.
Right.
That's exactly what we're doing.
So are you thinking of melodies? Are you thinking of the chords when you're doing that?
I'm thinking, okay, so when we are playing, like in this situation today, I'm gonna sing, Jordan's gonna play. And I think a lot of times that's what we do in mashups if we're not gonna be picking out like the melodic line so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
He's laughing at me.
I affirmed you.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, but you wanna go with the melody.
Okay. Go with the melody.
Stop smiling
The melody
at
is
me.
the most important, sort of like the most important part that determines your a piece of music's iconic quality.
Yes. I had very little sleep, guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of coffee this morning.
Yeah.
So I'm just really excited to be here.
Wish me luck, people.
Wish him luck. Okay, so we're going with the iconic bits, and that's usually defined by the melody of the song, which can be both played or sung.
Truth.
Yes. So I find that it can be a little bit challenging, especially in the beginning stages, to pick the melody out on the piano.
Yeah.
Which is why it's convenient if you can sing along.
Right.
But if you can't, what you can do is you can pick kind of like the most recognizable bits of the mashup and pick those out as melody and then chord in through the rest.
Right. Okay, so let's get into what songs we're actually going to be working on today here.
Yes.
All right. So we have two songs that we're going to mash up. We're mashing up Radioactive.
Because we've done this, so you guys have had kind of some exposure to it.
Yeah. And then we're also mashing up Titanium, which is that Sia song, right?
It's like the song that everybody knows, because Pitch Perfect.
Because of Pitch Perfect.
Did you see Pitch Perfect, Jordan?
I have not.
Guys, have you seen Pitch Perfect?
You know, disclaimer, Lisa hasn't seen Jurassic Park.
You know
so
what?
if you're asking for like a reference quality movie
I was
buff,
homeschooled.
yeah,
That explains everything.
they have VCRs.
We didn't even have one of those. Oh, we're talking about mashups in here. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, go back to the other one.
Okay.
Doing mashup is easy. The chord progression should be the same no matter if we change the chords, but the progression for the major relative minor coordination should be the same. Yes, but I think you can also divert from that a little bit.
We're going to divert from that a little bit with this example.
We're going to show you how.
Okay.
It's going to be cool.
Do you want to play the song and then we'll sort of give our
and
insight?
Hey Dan, this is a good place for a new pianist because you will always learn by observing. So even if this feels like it's going over your head, you're still going to glean information from this that will be helpful to you down the road. And if you are new, definitely check out the member site because we can help you get through all of the basics so that you're up to speed on these.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just dive in.
Yeah.
Piano player has not seen Pitch Perfect. Guys, it's
I bet
such
he's
a
seen
good
Jurassic
movie.
Park. I bet he has seen Jurassic Park. Have you seen Jurassic Park? Okay, let's play Radioactive.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you just gonna play and then I'll talk about what's happening, or am I singing along? What's happening?
Well,
here?
you sing along and then let's.
We'll pick the parts out.
Then we'll pick it apart.
So okay, so how we did this is we decided to start with Radioactive, just because we felt like it.
Truth.
And then we are gonna move. We're just taking the verse
Of Titanium.
of Radioactive.
Of Radioactive. Yeah.
And then we're gonna have like a surprise moment. Watch this, because the point of this is we're building suspense. What's gonna happen? When are they gonna change songs?
Right.
I don't know. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Jordan's gonna be kind enough to play a two round intro for me here.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse.
Okay, now watch how we do this.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose.
Okay, I feel like we need to pause there.
Okay.
I feel like we need to talk about what's just happened.
Right.
This was the big moment.
That was the mash.
So if you're just casually listening, you're expecting this radioactive, right? But instead, where did we pause? On what chord? Let's go back to the chart for a second.
Okay.
We pause on the moving out of Radioactive. We went B minor,
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the chords for
Yes.
Radioactive.
Okay,
B
let's
minor,
go
D,
D,
A,
A,
and E.
E.
So E is the kind of turnaround chord. That's the last chord of the progression before the whole thing recycles back.
So we paused there.
That's right. So we had that whole, this is it, the apocalypse.
The apocalypse.
And then we kind of linger on that
E.
E. And then that's where we change it to the next
Yes.
song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it shifts up. So the first chord of Titanium is G.
Yeah.
So that's how we do the shift. So let's go from this is at the apocalypse, and we'll do that sort of turnaround, and then we'll carry on.
Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is it, the apocalypse. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, ricochet. You take your aim. Fire away, you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Ooh, switching gears. Here we go. I raise my flags. Okay, pause.
So did you notice we built in that chorus for Titanium, and then when we shifted gears, what you were doing
Yeah.
with the piano, with your sounds, it changed. What were you doing?
Say that again. I apologize.
Oh, because people keep asking about my. Okay, no, I do not have a bass clef.
Yeah, you got to get on that.
I just don't know. I'm on the fence, guys. We'll put it to a vote.
Yeah.
I guess I could do that, but with that,
Yeah, but even just with a Sharpie, I think
I
would
could.
be
We'll Sharpie it off
considerate
for next time.
of you. I think people have asked enough.
Yeah. Ooh, these are great questions. What chords are these? Okay, we ran through the chords.
Yeah.
Can I use a C minor instead of a B minor?
Well, you'd be changing the key if
You
you're
would.
changing to C minor.
Okay, well, let me show you a quick trick for B minor, because it is a weird one. Invert it. So what's the chord right before B minor in the song?
The chord right before B
Yeah.
minor. It starts on B minor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, can you show me the chart for a second?
Yeah.
So instead of playing B minor in its root position, because it feels awkward, can you play it? With your 1, 3, and your 5?
Yes, ma'am.
I would invert it, because you're going to be moving, yeah.
Okay, so right. So if B minor is a little tricky for you, you can consider this. B minor is the relative minor of D major.
Yep.
And D major is a little more familiar feeling as the chord. A lot of times I find if you have a chord where the black note is in the middle, that kind of just rests more naturally than playing with
On
your
the
pinky.
top, and your arms all confused?
Yeah, so if you're having difficulty with the B minor chord in root position, play it like this. Play D, F sharp, and B, and then you can put your B minor you put your B in the bass, and then you still got that sound, and then you
Yeah.
can go from B minor to D major. Super simple.
It's all right there.
It's all in the pinky movement there.
Yeah, so hopefully you find that helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use this.
You gotta
computer.
click it.
I
It's
know.
not a tap.
Okay, fine. We could do it in another key, but we're not going to for the sake of my vocals today.
Your vocal cords.
How did you use the turnaround? I want to make one. Okay, we're gonna show you that turnaround one more time.
Turn around being the end of the radioactive part.
Yes.
Or,
I think so.
maybe the end of
go from-
titanium. I
Yeah.
think perhaps titanium here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you want to go from titanium?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's where we
so
were.
we're going to go from I'm bulletproof.
Okay.
Let's just do this whole section. here.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
All right, we're going to the whole section.
here we go.
Bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, ricochet. You take your aim. Fire away, you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Okay, so we're on
On that G chord.
We're on a G, so that's where titanium, that kind of chord loop ends.
Yeah. And for that turnaround, the way that I'm doing it, because the next chord is obviously we're going back into radioactive. So sometimes when I just want to do a turnaround, there's a couple ways that you can do it. You can take the totally simple route, which is a lot of times it's the best way, where you
Yep.
just let it ring out, and then you're back into...
I raise my flags. Super
Yeah,
easy.
you could do that. Another thing that's always a really good tip to do is just do like a broken sort of chord inversion exercise with that triad. So you could even just go, you know, something like that, and then
I raise my flag.
And then once you begin to develop, like, you know, like your own sense of style and you know, your own sort of instinct, you can just work with the notes within the G major chord. So I'm only playing notes that make up the G major chord, and you can just
play them in a whole bunch of different orders really fast.
Yeah.
I like the little walk up because we're going to the relative. Well, not really.
Oh, you like the walk up? So
yeah. So if we're in G. Yeah. So there's only the distance of a third between the notes that we're going from. So we're going from a G to a B minor.
Yeah.
So G is here, B is here.
Then
so
you
if
can
we
walk
end on
up to
G,
A.
G, A, and then we can land.
Okay, that's a good one
brings a
too.
sense of movement.
Yeah.
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 Let's take a look-see at questions. Bass clef could go on my ankle, but nobody would see it. This is an issue. I might have to get some ink, guys.
Ankle ink. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready for it.
I think that's a difficult area with
in the key of C.
a lot of nerve endings.
You
in
want to see the
ankle.
chord progression in the key of C. Ooh. Like starting with A minor. That's a bit of a shift. We could do that. A minor, C, G, D. Yeah.
So a lot of times the best way to think about chord progressions is with numbers. Yeah, it's not so much with the chord names; it's with the numbers. So if I'm here in A, just going back to C here, I'm playing like A minor, which is the 6th chord.
Yep.
Followed by the 1.
Yep.
Followed by the 5.
Yep.
Followed by the it's the 2, but it's got a sharp note. If we were to be regular 2, it would just be this 2, which is
Correct.
D minor.
So yeah. How do you define a turnaround?
I think of the turnaround as it's like an opportunity for you to add some additional element to the song at the end of either at the end of a whole section, like a verse or a chorus, or even just at the end of like a chord progression.
I feel like it defines where you have to sort of switch gears.
Yeah, it's like
loops you back through.
it's a loop kind of thing. So even if we go back to just the radioactive progression, I'm going back down to B minor here. So here's the progression.
Yeah.
So it's a 4-chord progression. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 chords. But once you hit this chord, you can either just kind of ride it out and get back on the B minor once that train's back in the station.
It's fancy.
Or you can kind of, you can add different kind of notes to just sort of like smooth the transition into the next repetition of that chord progression.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we doing with the questions? Mark, it absolutely will be available to study later.
Yes, sir.
I think it can take a day or so.
Day or two, but it gets loaded in the library section
of
the page for members.
And Mark, if you have any questions about the things that we're doing, if you want us to break this down again for you, do not hesitate to email us because we would love to help you out.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to, let's get through the rest of the song before we get to more of these questions.
Yeah, there's some really good questions brewing. We're going to play through the rest and then we will get to them.
Do you want to take it from the top maybe?
Yeah,
you want to just go halfway through?
Well, yeah, I just want to.
Where do you want to start from?
The middle.
Bulletproof.
We've just come off of Titanium. Let's go to Raise My Flags.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Okay. I raise my flags and don my clothes. It's a revolution, I suppose. We're painted red to fit right in. Whoa. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. I'm waking up, I feel it in my all mashed up for you.
There we go.
So what we did is, you know, based on what happened in the first portion of the song, you may not have been expecting us to go into the chorus of Radioactive, because we were chorusing in Titanium.
Right.
So it created a really cool element of surprise to jump in there.
Yeah.
I think. I liked that, because it was like, oh, we're doing this.
Right.
And then we ended with a chorus of Titanium. So again, the most important epic elements of each of those songs, kind of moving in and out of.
Yeah.
Would you drag out the turnaround in any circumstance? Yeah. You know what, Luke? That's actually a really good point. I think we could totally do that.
Yeah.
So how would we make that look?
Well, the easiest thing that comes to mind for me is the end of that Titanium part that lands on that G, just because that you know, like that.
Could you play through a progression there?
Well, we could definitely go. And then.
Yeah, that totally works.
So kind of like working with that idea that you had about walking up to the next chord in the next part,
In the next
right?
sort of step there.
But it's the kind of thing where, especially mashups, you know, like you can sort of take your time. You can give, especially considering a mashup is sort of all about that like moment of suspense. Oh man, when's the next part of the song going to happen? You can kind of use that to your advantage and like leave people hanging, and it's
You
like
can. What's even happening?
right.
So cool.
There's all sorts of like neat little ways you can play with people's minds with the mashup.
Games.
Mash up their brains.
Brain mashing.
Brain mash.
Okay, we're gonna.
Okay, so were there any thoughts that you wanted to talk about that mashup, or do you want to get to these questions?
Let's get to some questions.
Okay.
Let's go up here a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, chord we should see. So we got those ones. Is it necessary to play the mashup in the same key?
Right.
No.
Yeah. So what are some keys, what's some kind of rules for you know, finding complementary keys?
So relative major and minor are kind of the obvious ones. And then beyond that, I think that's probably a better question for you with the with the four.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about the four earlier.
Well, yeah, I don't have any specific examples for two songs that are a fourth apart in mind, but if you take one section in the key of C and the next section in the key of F, that can be.
It works.
That can always be a sort of a cool way.
Because we're referencing here some scales in jazz and how they change the whole key.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's no real like hard and fast rule, because I feel like depending on the genre that you're playing is going to really affect what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I want to write a song in the same progression. That's why I asked. Oh, you want to write a song? That's super cool. Yeah, those are the chords, the numbers. So
Yeah.
that number system will really help you there.
Yeah. Yeah. Use numbers.
All right, Abdullah, you got some good questions. Seems like yeah, Dan, we do love questions.
Questions are great.
I just get really excited about like talking to you all.
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
I want you to like walk away with like really feeling like you got something.
Yeah.
So that's why we love questions.
Yeah.
But you can just soak it all in.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you will have questions.
Here's an interesting one from Sarvatma. Can you use the circle of fourths to improvise? Circle of fourths, circle of fifths kind of means the same thing depending on which way you go around the clock. That's interesting. Let me think on that.
I feel like you could.
Well, you totally could.
Why couldn't you?
Yeah. Just going back to that Titanium part. Well, you couldn't do that.
What about the fifth? So the fifths might be better.
Yeah, so you can definitely
go the other way on the circle.
If you want to, like, if you're doing a turnaround or something and you want to just make the color kind of blossom a little bit, you can
like spring garden.
Like an old spring garden. You can change your key up a fifth. So just like this.
That many.
A 5.
That's 5.
As many fingers as Lisa has on her hand.
This
there.
one.
Okay, so watch this.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a version of this just where I'm kind of gonna like go up the piano just in the key of G.
What?
Yep. Because
Okay.
that's the chord that I land on, right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So you're doing a turnaround right now?
That's right.
That's what's happening?
And then I'm going to do a version where I go into the key of G, but maybe I'm going to go down in the key of D, and we'll just see what that sounds like. Okay? So, yeah, titanium. Right, so we know that. Now let's try this here. Titanium. Right?
Oh my goodness, that was so great. Can you refresh me on the logic of what you just did? Because I'm kind of lost.
Okay, so I'm going up. I'm sort of just going up in a...
So we left off on G, and you're
off on
staying in G, and you're just arpeggioing.
Just arpeggio. I'm like kind of climbing up the piano in the key of G, but now I'm climbing back down in the key of D. Because G, it's a circle of fifths. So G is, you count up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get to D.
And it's pretty.
And D is very pretty, and it also has this note in it. So you can use that note as a new element in your...
Okay, that's amazing. Amazing. Would you drag out the... Oh yeah, that's this question. So that's kind of a good answer to Luke. Okay, could you do Imagine in C and then go to REO Speedwagon's Keep On Loving You if in F? That would be a fourth. Okay. Do you know those songs?
No.
I'm gonna keep on loving you.
Well, I know Imagine.
The only thing that I was singing the REO Speedwagon one.
Oh, I knew that.
I know it because I have a friend that's obsessed with 80s music and she has taught me these things.
Yeah?
Okay, do Imagine for a second? I don't know the words. Do you like my doo-doos? Now switch to Keep On Loving You.
Well, I don't know that one.
Keep on loving you, G. 'Cause it's the only thing I wanna do. That works. Do. This is kind of butchered, but it can be done. It's a song I don't know very well and Jordan doesn't know at all. So I feel like we should still get full marks for our effort.
Full marks requested.
Love from India. I want to go to India.
Me too.
Can you play the same mashup in the key of C? We got some serious love for this key of C today.
Yeah.
I bet you we could do it.
Radioactive?
I think we could.
We could do it.
We could
totally
do it.
Could.
How did he descend the choir?
The chord arpeggio.
Oh, chord
at
arpeggio.
the end there, or when I was going down the key of D. Right. Let me think here.
This is why you practice your arpeggios, folks. Yeah, that looks kind of wild. What the heck are you doing?
Yeah, so here's how I'm playing it.
What on earth, Jordan? What are you doing?
Hold on.
Do you even know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like he doesn't. He just got really excellent
Same thing every
keyboard
time.
luck.
That might be. I'm a little bit.
So you're doing the
lucky.
third?
So it's a third. I'm playing basically 2 separate chords here. I'm playing a D major chord and an A major chord.
You're smushing them.
And
You're
I'm
mashing
smushing.
up the chords.
There you go.
Good
This
grief.
mash has
It's a mash
levels.
within mash.
Yeah.
It's like we just went from like mashed potatoes to like turnip carrot
Mash. Oh, okay. I was gonna say like mashed peas.
No, who wants to eat mashed peas?
No one does, but you could still mash them. So I'm taking my third, up the fifth, down to the 1. Then I cross my finger 3 over, third, fifth, 1, third, fifth, 1, third, fifth, 1.
Can you please remember this, and we're going to teach it on the member site as an
exercise?
another time, because it sounds really super awesome.
Yeah, it's a very, it sounds really pro, but it's actually quite simple. Ace of Base, what a great,
Okay, we're going to do this.
cruel summer.
Okay, Abdullah, can instead of playing the one we just did in the key of C, maybe we could do this one in the key of C, The Shape of You and I Saw the Sign. Do you know The Shape of You? That might be a key of D thing. We're pulling up charts. This is how much we love you guys. We are willing to subject ourselves to total humiliation. by performing songs that we've never played before.
Hey,
Yeah.
fortune favors the bold.
Does it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this is an interesting song.
Yeah.
But he's got it. Those arpeggios are coming in handy again, aren't they?
Do you have it? Want me to slow it down?
Yeah. Do the chorus. Another chorus, because I'm not.
The chorus is the
here.
same chords.
I know, kind of.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same chords.
Push and pull like a magnet too. Though my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. Now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day, I'm in love with your body. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Now I'm gonna drag you out to get into the light where you belong.
You need to obviously review your Ace of Base, Jordan.
I have.
Clearly, somebody's priorities are really askew.
My Ace of Base.
I'm
is
terribly
Cruel, Cruel
disappointed
Summer.
right now.
Oh, come on.
That's like,
I know some interesting facts about Ace of Base.
we can talk about them later.
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Hold up. How can one play a song that he doesn't know?
I told you,
gosh,
it's
that's very
because
kind
he
of you.
has incredible keyboard luck.
Yeah,
This
haven't
the
hit the right-
superpowers of whatever's in his necklace.
that's one of the kindest things you've ever said to me, Lisa.
You know what it is though, guys? It's, I don't know, my story would be that I played countless hours of scales and triads and arpeggios.
Yeah.
And then I just started to play the music that I loved, and it wasn't always great, and now today I can sit down and do the things.
Yeah.
So probably similar story for you, hey Jordan?
Yeah, you know, it all comes down to ear training and making educated guesses about where the next chord would be. Do Ace of Base into a song of your choice. You're really into the Ace of Base.
I am too. Ace of Base is my hero.
You know, Ace of Base. Ace of Base was the first, like, you know, remember back in the days when, like,
They were the pioneers.
they were the pioneers.
the
It was kind of like, it was like the actual pioneers. It was like all the explorers and Ace of Base. Those were the sort of the two.
What?
That was sort of the two. It's the 1-2. Human history is sort of based on like the discovery of the New World and Ace of Base. It's kind of like a toss-up.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
Okay, let's see what we got for other questions.
Oh, we got, okay. How do you practice the voicing so naturally? Okay, you make lots of mistakes.
Where's that question?
It's right here where your mouse is pointing. It's purple. Up, there you go.
Oh, when you want to do these voicings, every chord that you have in your pocket
Has yes notes.
has yes notes. Explain what you mean by yes notes.
Well, if you're playing the chord D,
Yeah.
the first 5 notes are the yes notes.
Right.
Probably, not always. Probably the voicing is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So take a risk.
So, yeah, that's right. You can kind of use these different yes notes, as Lisa calls them, as like notes that you can add different colors. They're like little spices or something, right?
I love spices.
I know you.
I'm so hungry right now.
I knew you'd
I
be
want
into that
spices in my
analogy.
mashed potatoes. Okay. Oh goodness, you guys are throwing some crazy songs at us. All that she wants, you can do this. Luke, you're funny. All that she wants, you can do it. Is another baby. See, he just picked it out. Okay, how'd you do that?
All that she wants is another baby.
You should probably have gone to the G there.
How? Where?
All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, but all that she wants is another baby.
No, not yet.
Hey.
Oh, really? Down to the G?
I think so.
I don't remember no G in
Yeah,
that.
I think you need to. Okay, guys, I will be playing Ace of Base on repeat for Jordan this week,
Thank you, everyone.
all the days, so that he can.
Ace of Base coming right
And I will
on
sing and
up.
dance, and it will be so fun.
Okay.
How do you practice having those good voicings? Yeah, I know.
What are the best voicings for the chord I use the most? So here's something that's actually really, really useful.
What?
Yeah.
Something really, really useful.
Coming right up. So a lot of times if I'm doing voicings where I want to add an additional little cool piece of color. I will think of my chords, like if I have a minor chord, I will think of how do I make it into a minor 7 chord. And of course you just do that by, like here, my B minor chord, I can make a minor 7 by just adding that A on top.
What?
Right?
That's amazing.
So, but what makes that kind of useful is you can play minor 7, you know, chord sort of mentality in your left hand, and then you can play relative major mentality in your right hand. So look at this. Like you have like a minor 7 here, B minor 7.
You're just crazy.
With like a relative major.
That's beautiful.
D major 7 up here. So that's what kind of gives you this. All of a sudden you have all these kind of crazy dense sounds because you're just playing with the 2 relative minor. Hope that makes some sense. It's a little.
Hope so too.
Yeah. Does it make sense to you?
He almost said sparkles?
Did I almost say sparkles?
I'm wearing off on you. I'm so
Oh
proud.
man, I don't think I wasn't thinking sparkles. It might have been really.
What happened?
It might have been. Oh, it's just my computer. This thing's. I think that might be. How do you know that you're new? How do you know that?
Mark, how do you know that he almost said sparkles and that sparkles is my favorite
it's like
word?
a thing.
Sparkles is a thing around here.
Lisa and I feel.
Oh, Selena Gomez is coming up. Luke.
Into Rihanna, man down. Luke Owl, you're wanting me to just bust out the book of.
I don't actually know these songs very well, so we can't help you with that.
But you know what? We're gonna do more mashups. So these are actually really great.
I have a Disney mashup day planned secretly that I haven't told Jordan about.
Okay. So we're gonna do more mashups. So
All
these
the
are all
Disney
really
songs.
useful.
Let's
These are
smush
very
them.
useful, and we're
Can
going
you use accidentals?
Well, yes, you can. In fact, actually, that what was radioactive? Sorry. So technically, this chord right here, the E major chord, is an accidental because.
Oh, it's an accidental chord.
Yeah, this chord is or this progression, like I consider it to be in the key of B minor. Right?
Yeah. What you said.
Yes. What's the Disney mashup? There you go.
Susan, all of the Disney songs. So please email me your top 5 Disney songs to include in the mashup.
That's like going to be a marathon mashup if you want to do
gonna be
all
like-
the Disney songs.
Well, it doesn't be all of them, but all the good ones,
Wow.
which is a lot.
Phil Collins, Tarzan.
That's some of my favorite material right there.
You'll be in my heart.
You'll be
Okay.
in my heart. Okay, we are going to have to go soon.
We do.
Does the melody note always have to be on top?
Nope.
No.
In fact, sometimes she doesn't like it when I do the melody note on
I get
top,
mad.
because it crowds her vibe.
It crowds my vocal.
Crowds her vocal.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, is there anything else that, oh nice, going to Disney World next week, sweet.
Oh, it's the happiest place on Earth. It's the happiest place
Happiest
on
place
Earth.
on Earth.
I was thinking about churros when I said that. That's where the
The smell, the air smells like sugar, it's great.
Susan, will you please eat a churro for me at Disneyland?
Yeah,
Think of me and eat a churro.
okay,
Okay.
Lisa eat a churro.
Okay, well, let's do
I
the
like those
mashup.
giant turkey legs, those are good.
No.
Oh, come on.
Well, how
There's
can a
no way you
turkey
don't
leg
like
be
those.
that big and be a healthy turkey?
Oh wow, now we're getting into some crazy.
There might be, they probably feed that turkey like super power steroid food.
Oh man, okay, don't take that away from me right now.
Okay, I won't.
We are going to play Radioactive in dedication to those radioactive turkeys at Disneyland. And then we got a stream coming up at 2 p.m.
What are we doing?
We're doing matching melodies with chords, so it's almost like an
It fits in
additional.
so good with
it
this.
fits in really well with this.
It's like a mashup of the mashup.
Yeah, it's like a mashup with a mashup. All right, guys, thanks for joining. We are going. We won't do the turkey leg. Okay.
Susan.
That's
Julia.
fair. That's fair. Okay, let's do this.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna sing you out.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out.